Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to access the Bakersfield College Library's citation guides and also walk you through three of the most common examples of sources you will probably need to cite in your work for the MLA formatting style. To access the library's citation guides from the Bakersfield College homepage, first, you're going to want to click Services and Resources. Then, scroll down just a little bit, click the Library tab, and here, click the Research tab. And you can find our citation guides under Additional Resources. So here are the citation guides. You can click that. And we have a variety of writing style guides here. We have MLA, APA, AAA, ASA, and Chicago. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you MLA. So I will click here. We have some helpful links up here at the top to be taken to more comprehensive information if you need to look for specific cases. But for the most part, all of the basic templates for your works cited page are going to be provided here. But rather than just recite or read all of this information here, as you can see, there's quite a bit of different templates depending on the source you're using. I'm going to show you how to do in a scholarly journal from an online database, most likely the most common source you are going to be using in your work. So we have the basic information and parts here, all the way from author to the very end, the location, also known as the URL or DOI. Here is the basic template, and then an example of what it looks like. So I'm going to keep this template for you to reference, and we're going to construct a works cited entry together using a scholarly article source. So I have one pulled up here through the Academic Search Complete database, which is provided by EBSCO, or also known as EBSCO host. So to construct a works cited citation for this, we will first need to find the authors. You can see we have quite a few of them here. Might be easier to read if we go all the way down here to authors. And so for MLA, if you have 3 or more authors, in this case we have 4, you are only going to need to provide the first and last name of the first author listed. In this case, it would be Nancy J. And then, rather than list the rest of the authors, you are going to use the Latin phrase et al. So, as we start building our works cited citation for this, we would only use Che, Nancy, and then include et al. The next piece of information that we need is the article title. And directly above it, we have the title name. In this case, Supporting Families of First-Generation College Students, Utilizing a Family Resilience Framework. So that's what we would use as the title. And for MLA, you always need to put the title of articles in quotation marks. So I'm going to surround this in quotation marks and keep the period. Next, we have to put the journal information. And if we scroll down, we can see the source information here. It is found in the Journal of Mental Health Counseling. It was published in July of 2025. We have the volume number, which is 47, and the issue, which is number 3. We also have the page numbers. This particular article starts on page 223 and concludes on page 240. So all of those pieces of information are crucial. The issue number is written as NO period, so number, in the works cited citation. And additionally, We also need to include the database name and the provider name for that database on which we found the article. So in this case, the database is Academic Search Complete, and that is provided by EBSCO, or you could also write EBSCO host. And the last piece of information we need is the DOI, which is the permalink for the article. So if you scroll down here, you can find it here. But rather than just copying and pasting it directly, we have to write the DOI beginning with https://doi.org/ and then provide this number. But once you plug all of that information in, you will have a perfectly formatted MLA Works cited citation for a scholarly journal article. Next, I'm going to show you how to make one for an academic ebook that you may find. So I will provide the template on the screen. We are going to do it for this particular book, Artificial Intelligence and Universal Values. We can see here that this is in the database, the Academic eBook collection, which is also provided by EBSCO host. So I'm going to access it here. And since we're dealing with an ebook, we don't need to provide volume and issue numbers or anything like that. There's a little bit less information that we need. In this case, we need the author, we need the book title, we need the publisher, and we need the database and provider. So here we have Artificial Intelligence and Universal Values. Interestingly, the author is not provided here, but from our original search page, we do know that the author is J. Friedenberg, so that's what we're going to use. So it would be Friedenberg J, and we use the title of the book, Artificial Intelligence and Universal Values. Now we see the publisher. In this case, it would be the Ethics International Press, and it was published in 2024. And last, we have the database, Academic eBook Collection, or eBook Collection as it's listed here. And then we also have to add EBSCO or EBSCO host. And for the link, the DOI, since this book does not have a DOI provided, one way to retrieve the link to include in your citation is to use one of the citation generators on the website. Generally speaking, these are not quite accurate, but it at least will provide us with the link that we need. So I'm going to first select MLA 9th edition, and we would just copy and paste this link right here. And as you can see, the citation that it did automatically generate is not quite correct. So don't rely just on those, always double check them, but in this case I used it so that I can retrieve the link for the source. Last and most simplest, I'm going to show you how to cite just any general web page. So here I am on a Library of Congress web page. The title of the page, library names 25 films to the National Film Registry for preservation. We have the release date or the publication date, and this particular page doesn't actually have an author. So if it is provided by an organization, like the Library of Congress, you would just use the Library of Congress as your author title. So filling in the information here, we have author or organization, Library of Congress. We have the web page title. We have the date. And we also have the website host itself. In this case, it is also the Library of Congress. And then, since this is a general web page, you also have to provide the link and it is always best practice to put the access date, the date in which you access the article, because oftentimes web pages get updated frequently or get moved, so you need to show that this is the version of the web page that existed when you saw it and used it for your work. So that's a basic breakdown of 3 common citations you will need to make, as well as how to find our citation guides on the library website. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We are here to help.